Greetings pilots, FiOth here, and in this video guide, the first I've ever done for Titanfall 2 because I'm a sucker and I never played this game properly back in the day, I will be breaking down a very powerful Monarch build for all you people starting in 2021. This is running on the final update that the game received, and I don't think we will be receiving any more updates, so these stats and this performance is what you should be expecting. After this explanation, there will be gameplay of me getting into a game late, a game that we actually lost, so my team was on the receiving end of the stick, but I managed to go flawless without any deaths, even starting as a disadvantage using this build. Of course, it will not automatically make you a better player, but it will make it easier for you to utilize all the tools available to you while using this very intricate Titan. So we're gonna start with the pilot. I'm using cloak for this one because it also relies on you sometimes being able to surprise a Titan to steal a battery. This build is very battery reliant, so we're gonna use cloak. We're gonna use the arc grenades because it blinds Titans and makes both our approach and our support roles whilst helping our teammates that much easier. For a primary, use literally whatever is good for you. We are aiming at being inside the Monarch for as long as possible, so your pilot to pilot gameplay is something that is totally up to preference. I highly suggest the Thunderbolt. It goes very well with Titan Hunter. You can pretty much shoot an energy ball towards the distance. If you see Titans fighting, it will just pass over them, nick each and every one of them for a bit of damage, and for every piece of damage that you do to their health pools, you actually get energy towards summoning your boosts and your own Titan. So Thunderbolt goes very well with Titan Hunter. We want Power Cell here, so we will have our cloak more readily available. Of course, the execution doesn't matter. For our boost, we want the battery pickup. You either have a battery stolen before you get into the Monarch when you start the game, or you use your own battery backup when you initiate Titanfall. For our Titanfall, first and foremost, we want the Warp Fall. This will drop down your Titan very fast, and this can be used twofold. One thing is that as soon as you initiate Titanfall, you use your battery backup. You have it in your hands by the time the Titan is on the ground, and you just get in and initiate combat. Of course, you'll have to be close. Do not risk summoning your Titan when exposed, because it comes in unshielded and the enemy can destroy it before it even has a chance to fight back. For our kit, we want the overcore. This is very important because as soon as we begin the battle, we will have 20% more of our core charge towards upgrading her abilities. As you know, the Titan is very reliant on getting upgraded on the field. Initially she starts quite weak, but then she becomes a powerhouse. For this second kit, we want to have Energy Thief because core meter is earned 10% faster and Titan execution still a battery. This will be very important if you manage to pull off executions in order to be able to sustain her. Everything that's happening during her progression relies on this specific Titanfall that you are using. The upgrades will not be applied to your next Titanfall throughout a match, so you have to make the best of her abilities whilst you keep her alive for the initial run. That is, every time you call her, make the best of her. Energy Thief will help you keep her alive that much more easily. Okay, so for the core upgrades, first we want arc rounds. This is probably the best on the first three by far. XO 16 rounds deal more damage to shields and drain energy from vortex and thermal shields. Increase ammo capacity. The increased ammo capacity is something very important because this is a fully automatic weapon. It burns through armor very fast and you wanna have as many rounds in it as possible since the reload is quite slow. Here I'm using energy field because every time I zap towards a direction, I probably get clustered titans or pilots close to the titans or grunts, specters close to the titans, and so on and so forth. And this increases your gains of energy towards building your shield. It's a very, very good ability. You might light Maelstrom. Maelstrom is fantastic. It takes pilots by surprise more often than not, because they think that we'll have time to climb onto you, grab your battery, but then you activate Maelstrom and they get melted instantly. But for me, what's important with this build is the survivability when going against other titans. So I'm going to use the energy field to siphon them and have my own shield ready. The last one is hands down superior chassis, guys. It takes here HP up to 15,000. 2,500 more than Legion and Scourge, which are of course the most powerful of the titans when they come to their HP, when it comes to their HP. So use superior chassis to have a very durable Monarch on her final upgrade. Of course, she will still get squashed by other Titanfalls if they land on top of her, so you'll have to be very careful about that. But other than that, if you're playing well, this build is gonna carry you through most of your encounters. Of course, if it's a balanced game, you have a team that knows what they're doing, like you will always get matched up with people who are very new to the game or don't know what they're doing. But this is a very good initial setup to go into combat. Now we're gonna switch over to some gameplay. Initially I wanted to include the gameplay raw because I wanted to show you everything step by step, but there is a bit of downtime throughout in between the encounters, so I'm gonna cut to the chase, cut to the most interesting bits, and I will be offering some commentary on what I did and so on and so forth. Let's get to it. So this is a game in progress on Firebase Kodai, my least favorite map. I see a Titanfall right as I start. The Titan actually passes me by, doesn't notice me. So at this point I'm just hunting her down to steal her battery. I'm gonna cut to the engagement itself. So after a while I try and catch up to her. I see 3 titans fighting, one friendly, 2 enemies. I climb on top of her and I drop my Monarch right where I'm trying to steal her battery. If my battery theft hadn't killed her, my Titanfall would. So that's why we want Warpfall. Warpfall will drop very fast in a couple of seconds, and if you are climbing, rodeoing another Titan which is trying to throw you off or kill you with smoke, it is probably a good chance that you will be able to steal the battery and drop your own Monarch on top of her and take her out. Keep in mind, even if you're not gonna complete an engagement, always use energy siphon so you can still shield and have as much shield available as possible at any given moment. It is very, very important, guys. Survivability depends on it, so don't pass up the chance. You can't only siphon from titans, you can also siphon from pilots, you can siphon from grunts, you can siphon from everything. Use it whenever possible, and if you can use it twice in a row, just rearm and use it again and gain more shield. Now I see a battery here on the ground. I disembark, pick up the battery and get right back in. This builds up my upgrade core and also heals me and gives me shield. Now I'm being rodeoed by a pilot here. He actually manages, I think, to steal my battery, my overshield battery, and I pick it up and go in again. So I have my overshield back. I'm not 100% sure if overshield counts as a battery itself. To tell you the truth, I'm not an expert in the game as of this moment, but I think that's what happened. We get engaged by a couple other titans here. Now the new titan that you can see there, her pilot hasn't picked her up yet. As soon as the shield is out, you can just hammer an AI controlled titan to damage her because she is ready, before she is ready to fight back. I don't know how I didn't die to Titanfall there. I was very, very lucky. And now the odds are like even 3 titans on 3, but I'm getting focused, and you really don't want to get focused whilst you're on your first and second core. I have arc rounds here, but it's not gonna be enough yet to go against the heavies. I try to get some space between me and the enemy titans. If you can stick to the higher ground in maps like this, it's always a good idea. Just get a couple of kills in, or kill a couple of grunts or specters to build up your meter. It's a very minute difference, but it will still make a difference. I try to get in a couple of shots here. I tend to miss my siphoning. I get my first upgrade core. I'm not in danger yet, so I'm not using it. I want to have the core ready in a pinch, so I will get shield. I want to lure people in whilst seemingly vulnerable and get my shield after, but I end up using it because I need to start building up on the next upgrade. As you can see, we're losing pretty terribly, and this speaks to the strength of the build, because if you can do well in a losing game, that means that it works pretty much on every situation. We have a Ronin here, a very cheeky Ronin. Take her out. No nuclear ejection, which is kind of rare. Here I'm gonna cut to the chase. I suck at killing pilots with the XO16. So I'm gonna move this a little bit forward. So the game's been going on for a bit, as you can see from the score. It's usually a good idea to stick close to your allies when playing Monarch, because if they engage enemy titans and try getting the bulk of the damage themselves, you can use that chance to siphon energy. Here, after a couple of encounters, I'm very weak, although I'm on my last upgrade. I could have used this upgrade core here to get shield back, but I didn't because I didn't notice it. You have to take the loss when you have to take the loss, guys. Just eject, stealth, and live to fight another day. Now we have to build up our Titanfall meter again, and we're gonna do this by using the Thunderbird and the Titan Killer perks to do so. So employ hit and run tactics, as you can see here. Just drop it. You see the ticks, and I'm getting energy with each of the ticks. That's how you are going to build your Titan meter to get back into the Titan fight. Now this is very important, guys. If you see a battery lying somewhere, although you're gonna look like a firefly going around, always pick up batteries. Batteries can be used when you get your own Titan, and they can also be used in order to progress your Titanfall faster by using it on allied Titans. So I go into my Monarch here, and I have an extra battery at my feet. I'm just safeguarding it, thinking that if I get engaged and lose some of my charge, I will just get out, pick it up, and go back in and heal. What I end up doing is just using the extra battery to get like 20% on my core upgrade. So having an extra battery there actually helped me a lot to progress to my second tier of upgrades, meaning the arc rounds. The game ends in defeat, and I haven't died yet, so I'm not gonna get off the Titan, of course. I'm keeping in mind that I am weak again, as if it was the beginning of the game. I don't try to commit too much. I just want to survive until the dropship arrives. I see an enemy Titan here. I'm hauling ass. This is not a very good idea. No matter which Titan it is, since they're built from the get-go to be at optimal condition, every single one of them is more powerful than Monarch when they initially spawn. If you are at level 0 or level 1, or even level 2 for that matter, if they're really good and or if you don't know what you're doing exactly. So I'm here where the dropship will land. I'm just fighting for finishing the game. I managed to destroy an enemy Titan. That's just putting more harm to the injury. I eject, I stealth, and I complete the fight. 0 deaths and a pretty consistent performance, although I arrived late to the party. Hope you found this interesting and informative, guys. I don't know if I'm gonna make too much Titanfall 2 content. Let me know if you'd like me to. Sub, like, and share for more gaming guys and videos. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!